Hi, it's Sonoria. Going on with my story. I think it's part 26 or 27. Like I said, please just bear with me. I'm going to adjust the numbers, but if I'm saying a number and it's not the number, just trust me, I had to go back and re edit everything and get the right photos and right videos on the right number. So, anyway, so me and him was getting into it. Now, he would try to get violent, and when he would say things like that, he would be acting out of dope, and that's the stuff that make him say the stuff he said. But I always took everything. You tell me something like that, I'm gonna believe you. I don't care if you playing or not. I don't play like that. I don't get down like that. I don't even say stuff unless I mean it. I'm not even apologetic, because everything I say, I mean what I say, and I don't feel the need to apologize for something that I sincerely feel or meant. So, long story short, we fighting, arguing. The fights are all argumentative. Let me just say that it wasn't physical, because again, I couldn't have handled it. I'm just not a person that you can put your hands on me and think you're gonna go to sleep. I don't think so. I will wait good until you sleep and fuck you up. Like, no, I'm not stable. Furthermore, even if I had to act like it was a sex act and get you all cozy, you wouldn't even be able to eat no food that I serve. I put glass in your shit. I'ma tie you up. I'ma put some handcuffs on you, act like we gonna have some kinky sex, and fuck you up. I cannot be trusted. You cannot put your hands on me. Now, you can argue with me, you can cuss me out, you can call me 3,000 bitches, but you better not put your hands on me. Let me just say, don't put your hands on me. That's the only condition. So that's me. So I'm hoping other females out there is living their life and is not allowing other people to dominate you, because if a man loves you, he shouldn't have his hands on you. You can put your mouth on me all you want to, but your hands, my daddy never put his hands on me, and I'm not going to have some other man who didn't have anything to do with my birth putting his hands on me, because my dad did love me. And you say you love me, but you want to beat me up? Now, who the fuck does that? That's not love. That's control. And you're not going to control me. So I just want to put that out there. Let everybody figure out what they want to do with their own story. So anyway, moving on down the road. So now I done left Wichita. Me and him are still good. We still dating. And I decided to move from Wichita and move to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Because my cousin was like, Cousin CC, you need to come down here. We doing big shit down here in Tulsa. I was like, y'all in T-Town? Yeah, let me go find out. Because again, I left Colorado. I done went to Wichita. I done went to Louisiana for a little vacation. And now I'm looking for the next adventure. Pedal to the metal. So I end up in Tulsa. I go to Tulsa. Me and him was hooked up, like I said, and eventually I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant by him, um, he was on crack, and I was like, I was in the medical field, and so this is just a part of my story. I know a lot of people say, I don't know why you would say that or put that out there, but I'm very truthful. So when I found out I was pregnant by him, I didn't want the baby. I said, I'm going to get an abortion. I'm going to have it sucked out. Now, he was pissed off at me. I said, you know what? I don't want no retarded child. I don't want no kid that I worked in I was a nurse. I even worked in pediatrics. I know adult addicted child and the behavior of that child. And I don't want to be responsible for a child that's 8 years old in Pampers and crying and crying and crying. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to bring a child in the world and let them be punished. I'd rather get an abortion. And I went and got an abortion. So he and I, that kind of tore the page on me and him. Like, he felt some type of way, and I felt some type of way. Like, you ain't doing nothing with the kids you got, and why would I have a baby with you knowing that you on crack? I don't do crack, and you doing crack. The baby gonna be messed up and retarded, and then you're gonna be gone on, and I'm be stuck with this retarded child. I don't think that's a good life for me. That's a bad decision. So Lord forgive me, but I'm gonna have to return this one. I can't do it. So we stayed together, say the least. We stayed together. We went on. We moved to Tulsa. We was around cousins and stuff, and he was steady getting high. And now my family down there is knowing about it, because he's over in the neighborhoods, and the cousins and stuff know my car, and so they was like, that's cousin Cece's them car, and they was like, he's over here in the neighborhood and he's buying crack and this and that, and it's so embarrassing. And I'm just like, damn, he's really out of control. So while you're trying to keep it from me, you're putting yourself out there where everybody else is knowing your business, and they coming back, they calling me, they telling me. That's so embarrassing. And I just was like, man, I'm gonna have to leave this dude alone, because he's just doing too much. He's dragging me down. He's not building me up. He's dragging me down, and I'm steady just trying to hang in here because I had hope for him. I said I could see that he could be different, and he has a job. He keeps a job. He keeps that job driving them trucks. Now, long story short, I ended up having a baby. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to try to slow down and break it straight to the cubicles of what I need to say. So I ended up having a baby. My seventh child was born in Oklahoma. All 6 of my other children were born in Denver, Colorado. Now, the last one was born in Oklahoma. Now, when I had him, I was up in the hospital. He was with me. He came up there. He was with me. He was in there and laughing and shit while I was in there. Take it out. Oh, my God, something's wrong. It's going to kill me. I don't know what it was about this last one, and it wasn't my first time having no baby, so something was very different. And it was just like my life was flashing before me, and I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die having this damn baby. But anyway, they got it out of me. I told them, cut it out, pull it out. I don't care what you do, get it out of me. I was in so much pain. And baby was born. And then, like the next day, a nurse came in there, showed me her little badge and stuff, and said where she was from, and told me that she asked me about my life and asked me what kind of drugs I did. I said I smoke weed. See, I've never lied about that, because if there's some situation dealing with the weed, then tell me, because that is what I've done. So if I've afflicted this child in some way, because the first one, like I said, I had it sucked out. Now the second one, I decided to have it. And at first I was going to have another abortion. And then my grandmother, my mother's mother, she had passed, and she came to me in the spirit and said, you wrong for that. You need to have that baby no matter what. And I said, well, you might need to come down here personally and take care of it, because I'm going to be the one stuck with this child regardless of the situation. Anyway, I ended up having it because my grandmother was, I love my grandmother, and it's my mom's mother, and she taught me so many things, and she was like a second mom, but she was my grandmother. So anyway, I ended up having it. Now here's a lady sitting in here in my room asking me questions about my drug use and what other stuff I'm on or what I've tried, and she told me, she said, well, you're not going to be able to take the baby home because he has drugs in his system. It was a boy. So now this is my 5th son. And I'm like, weed? And she said, no. I said, well, then I don't know nothing about that. And then she told me what. I said, oh, that's his daddy. Do you know this motherfucker got mad at me and said, what the fuck you tell them white folks that shit for? I could lose my license. Nigga, I'm about to lose my son behind your shit. And I'm not finna go down without a fucking fight. You smoke crack. It's in his system. And now I got to deal with it. This is why I didn't want to have the first one. And you better hope the kid ain't retarded. Now, if it's still in his system, how the hell is it in his system? I don't smoke dope, and I wasn't around him. He never smoked dope around me. She said somehow, the genes or whatever, he must have been getting hella high when I conceived him. I said, oh, and it lasts that long, 9 motherfucking months? Like, what high is that fucking powerful? But it's in the genes, but, I'm slow. I don't understand shit like that. So, long story short, me and him got into it again at the hospital, and I'm like, no. And I said, well, he's the one. And so they was asking him and stuff, and he's trying to deny. I said, oh, it's him. You can take his blood right now, and you can take mine. You already have mine. I had the baby. I'm wide open. You can just go ahead and get all that you need from me, because trust me, I don't do crack. So that was over with. And then they told me, well, I'm going to have to leave the baby there. I said, well, I'm not going home without him. So I stayed up in the hospital too. They was like, well, ma'am, you've been released. No, I'm not being released without my baby. My baby. And matter of fact, bring him to me, because I don't want y'all taking him out the back door. I mean, I was so paranoid. And they say paranoid schizophrenic. Call me what the fuck you want. but I want my baby in the room with me. Well, you need to rest and stuff, because that way, no, I don't need no rest. I need to get used to what I'm going to be dealing with. Whatever that is, I need to get used to it. I don't want to leave the hospital and have a broken item and have to return it. I can't do that, so let me just deal with it. Okay, I'm looking at my time. So let me go ahead and close out. I'm coming right back. Do not go away. This story is just another story, but it is my story, and it will be part 27.